Hello, thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Chris Warnes. I'm a Director of Studies in English at St John's College, and I teach post-colonial literature in the Faculty of English at the University of Cambridge. And I'm here to tell you a little bit more about studying English at Cambridge, and also to perhaps help you to decide whether it is English that you'd like to study. So just a few comments first of all about why you might want to study English. I think the most important thing you should be asking yourself if you're thinking about studying English is, do I like reading? We spend, as scholars of English, we spend an awful lot of time reading poetry, prose, drama, and a variety of other types of writing. And so you will be spending a lot of time reading if you study English, and so you may as well enjoy it. Generally, people read poetry, prose, and drama, but you can also read, as part of an English degree, you can read history, you can read memoirs, you can read ethnography, you can read from just about any number of other sources. And so loving reading is the first thing you need to ask yourself if you're thinking about embarking on an English degree. The second thing you need to ask yourself is, do I like discussing what I read? In general, in our subject, we spend a lot of time thinking about how we interpret a particular text or a particular historical moment or a particular theoretical or philosophical position, and then we look at what other people say about that particular set of ideas, and we enter into a kind of a debate or a discussion with them. And so if you like that kind of activity, if you like arguing over meanings and deciding which the merits of different viewpoints and deciding which one is the stronger and which one is the more correct version of that particular interpretation, then this is an excellent subject for you. And finally, you need to ask yourself if you like writing. We do an awful lot of writing, obviously, in this discipline, and so you really will have to enjoy the act of writing, particularly academic writing, where clarity of expression, clarity of structure, lucidity of argument is vital. So if you've ever felt the thrill of a well-crafted sentence, then you'll probably feel very happy in an English department. So if you've having decided that English is indeed the subject for you, why Cambridge? Well, the first thing to say about this question is we are very fortunate. There are any number of really excellent English departments in the UK and indeed in the world. People who work in English departments do tend to be very enthusiastic about literature and indeed about discussing ideas, about writing, and about teaching. So there's a plethora of great opportunities for you out there. In terms of Cambridge, I would say three distinct features that you should consider. The first, the supervision system. This, of course, is probably Cambridge's strongest draw card. The supervision system means that you will have an opportunity to sit down with a senior member of the faculty to discuss your essay, to discuss the ideas that you've encountered in your reading, most weeks, really. These normally take place as ones or twos. You would present an essay in advance of the supervision. Your supervisor will read it, and you will then discuss that essay. This is a particularly powerful mode of teaching. It does create opportunities for really pushing the discussion much further perhaps in some cases than a seminar or a lecture would. It also gives students tremendous confidence over the three-year course to talk about the ideas in the essay and to present their arguments in a small and safe and supportive environment. And I would just like to emphasize those last points because, of course, to you it might sound a little bit daunting. It should perhaps sound a little bit daunting to be asked to present your ideas and to discuss them in this kind of way. But I would just emphasize how much we work, how hard we work really to make those supervisions a safe and supportive place for you to discuss those ideas. And most of us have been doing it for a long time, and we know what works and what doesn't work. And so it does, as I say, tend to be a very successful pedagogical model. People really, really do enjoy that aspect of Cambridge life. The second feature of Cambridge life, which is academic life, which is important to stress, is that we have a relatively open reading list system for undergraduates here. So what that actually means is that you are offered some parameters, and within those parameters you are invited to read as widely and as freely as you can. This is a slightly different system from that which operates in many other universities, where you'll instead be given a more prescriptive reading list. Of course, this can also be extremely daunting. How on earth are you supposed to decide what to start with? Well, this is of course where the supervision system comes in again. You don't have to do it on your own. You have a lot of support from your supervisor, but also from the seminars and the lectures which run every week during term in the English faculty itself. So you will go to a lecture, for example, and you'll hear a lecturer talking about some particular aspect of a text which has caught your attention. You'll then have an opportunity to go to one of the many amazing libraries that we have in Cambridge to read further on that particular subject and try your hand at writing something on it. Give it to your supervisor. They will tell you this is the line of argument that you've explored here. You may wish to read further on this particular author or that particular critic, and come back next week and we'll talk about it further. And then finally, the Cambridge system has a quite effective blend of historical and thematic / conceptual approaches. So by which I simply mean, in part 1, which is the first 2 years of your course, you have a resolutely historical focus. So working your way through literature from the medieval period until the present. And then in part 2, which is your third year, you have an opportunity to specialize and to really think much harder about specific issues, maybe specific theoretical questions, maybe focus on a particular region, or maybe focus on a different medium like film. So the third year really offers a tremendous scope for specializing. And again, you're completely supported through the supervision system to discover what really interests you and to pursue your own lines of inquiry as much as is possible. So that's just a very brief introduction to English and to the Cambridge system. If you're interested in pursuing these questions, what I would encourage you to do is to come to an open day, either a virtual open day or hopefully a real open day, and meet some of the people who teach here and carry on this conversation with them. Or, of course, keep reading, keep discussing, keep writing. If you love those things, you'll want to do them anyway, but that is your best form of preparation for studying English at university. And then finally, just a very, very quick comment. Please don't buy into the stereotypes about Cambridge. We are absolutely committed to inclusivity here, and we do so primarily because diversity is life. Diversity is life in this subject and indeed in this university. And so whoever you are and wherever you come from, please, if you have an interest in studying, please do get in touch and please do apply. Thank you for listening and watching, and I hope I'll see you soon.